This wedding was an assignment for my Religion 2 class in Catholic school.
This one's wife. She was reduced to tears. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This is a sad tale. Yes, you might want to obtain a packet of Kleenex. You may wish to pretend that you're cutting onions. May also be the case that you want to take out the world's teeny tiniest violin in order to demonstrate your sympathy for the difficult life of this one's wife. Yes, a woman plucked from obscurity by virtue of the fact that she was able to put something behind her ears, no, not fragrance, her ankles, in order to attract a horny, dim-witted ginger prince. A tale where a mediocre actress found herself on an international stage, obtaining wealth, a title, networks, staff, a difficult situation for any person in the world to face. A woman who had always dreamt of being a princess, for she was always told that she was one, and thus she believed that the world revolved around her. Her narcissism meant that everybody should worship her, that nobody should ever criticize her, that nobody should ever say a bad word about her. If they did, they were clearly racist, unpleasant, crazed, haters. For what was there not to love about this fragrant and wonderful saint that had been placed upon the earth to make everybody's lives better? By telling people how to think, by giving them a word salad so that they were able to make sense of their own lives, to wear ill-fitting clothing, both expensive and ridiculous. This woman came to make the world a better place. And yet all she has faced is such hardship. The hardship of living in a large house with many, many bathrooms. The difficulties of flying by private jet. The pain of having a staff cook for her, clean for her, look after her potentially imaginary children. It's a hard knock life for her, and the fortitude which she has demonstrated has proven to be both stunning and brave. And really, each week everybody should go to their doorstep and applaud her bravery. And yet, notwithstanding all of this, she has been reduced to tears once again. Yes, the martyr that is this one's wife continues to suffer in the name of herself. For, as the international news, via the enigmatically named web desk tells us, this one's wife suffers big heartbreak as Prince Harry takes charge of life. This one's wife reduced to tears by Prince Harry. What has that scoundrel done now? Has he left an 18-wheel lock-on in the toilet after a particular heavy clear-out? Has he scribbled on the walls again? Has he been a naughty boy and not brought in the eggs from the rescue chickens? Well, according to this news article, Prince Harry has taken a major decision, excluding his wife, this one's wife, after the couple's headline-making trip to Colombia. According to express.co.uk, the Duke of Sussex's spokesperson announced that he will be visiting New York City. Yes, as Pet Shop Boys once sang, he's going to be a New York City boy for two huge, humongous events in September, which is also his birthday month. Well. No wonder the violin should be playing for this one's wife. How can she manage, given the fact that Harry is going to go to New York City not once, but twice, in order to undertake some huge events? The former working royal will mark his presence, not hers, his presence, at the two notable events: UN General Assembly High-Level Week and Climate Week, to advance a number of his patronages and philanthropic initiatives. OK. As per the statement, Harry will participate in engagements with African parks. Wonder if the backer people will get mentioned. The Halo Trust. Is he back on the Xbox again? The Diana Award and Travelist. Not only that, King Charles's son is expected to further the work of the Archwell Foundation, the non-profit organisation he co-founded with his wife, this one's wife, the Duchess of Sussex. However, royal fans noticed that Harry is all set to embark on this future journey without his better half, who reportedly outshined him during their recent visits to Nigeria and Colombia. Well, Harry's going it alone. If this is correct, what might be behind that? Is it because he's simply had enough of her, that he's had enough of potentially being overshadowed? Is it the case that having gone on the trips to Nigeria and Colombia, he suddenly realised, hang on a minute, when I used to go on these trips, everybody wanted to speak to me, and I didn't have somebody getting in front of me, elbowing me out of the way, wearing strange clothing and hoovering up all of the limelight. I'm not actually very keen on the way that my wife goes on, so do you know what? On my next 2 trips, I'm going to go and do them, and I'm going to go do them on my own. Is this Harry putting his foot down? What do you think? Alternatively, is it simply the case that this one's wife is allowing him to go because she's going to be up to something else? Perhaps Nacho's popping over for some nachos. Maybe Marcus is taking up residence again. Let me know your thoughts. But purportedly, this one's wife has been reduced to tears by Harry's activity. Might that have been a preventative hoover? What's that, I hear you ask? Well, it's this. It's a step that's taken by the narcissist to stop you doing something which threatens their control. So it's commonly the case, for instance, if you're going on a night out with your friends without the narcissist, that threatens the narcissist's control over you, where, let's say, you're the intimate partner, primary source of the narcissist. So in order to try and guilt trip you into not going, the narcissist turns on the waterworks. Sometimes they'll drop a narc bomb. Sometimes there'll be some fake emergency. Sometimes they'll just bleat about how they will miss you, etc. They might even accuse you of getting up to no good when you go out and cause an argument, the result of which is it just becomes too much like hard work to go. And therefore you give in and stay in, thus the narcissist gets their way. The threat to control is nullified, you stay in and they can keep an eye on you. Is it the case that this one's wife Narcissism will be threatened by Harry going to New York on his own? Absolutely it will be. Therefore, it follows that she may well have issued a preventative hoover to try and stop him going by making him feel guilty by dropping to the floor sobbing with one tear falling from her left eye. We know as a mid-range narcissist this one's wife makes regular use of pity plays. We also know that they're completely fake. They're simply designed by her narcissism to try and assert control over the recipient and elicit sympathy from them by way of fuel. Thus, Harry's going to go his own way, but this one's wife has reacted, as invariably she would do, by virtue of her narcissism, with a pity play preventative hoover. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.